The new research shows more Americans are skipping restaurants and making their own meals. That is very good news for Sur La Table. That's the company that sells gourmet cookware and then teaches people how to use it.
Jack Schwefel is the company's CEO, and we're pleased to have him here. Welcome.
Thank you, Charlie.
So what's the secret behind your success?
Well, I think, Charlie, it's 40 years of history and 40 years of experience. Our first store opened in Seattle 40 years ago this last September. We just celebrated our 103rd store opening. One more to go, and that's actually tomorrow in New Jersey.
For those who don't know, what do you do?
We teach people a little bit about cooking, and we celebrate discovery of the kitchen.
You know what's so interesting? You guys will get a kick out of this because these guys are both golfers, Jack, unlike myself, that you equate a cook to a golfer. How so?
In many ways. If you can innovate something in the kitchen, it's very similar to innovating a golf club. Every season, the golf club companies come out with their new club, different level of titanium in the driver shaft. And if a golfer thinks they can get a couple more yards out of that club, they'll buy a new club every year.
This is absolutely right. I'm a golfer and not a chef, but I have, in the last several years, appreciated how creative cooking can be and would be, for that reason, attractive to me.
Absolutely. I think people's
But it's too late to learn.
You would say no.
Never too late to learn. No, that's the whole piece of the discovery of it. Cooking, we were talking about this before, cooking is love. The more you cook, the more you realize it's like giving someone a big hug.
Oh, yeah.
So agree.
I like it even more.
What do you see that people are buying in Sur La Table, and what does it say about sort of the evolution of cooking? What are some of the new things people are buying?
There's a lot of different things here, Nora. There's a lot of technology being put into things like cutlery and cookware, where things can happen faster than it's ever happened before.
Right.
So that's really important. But also, there's an entire movement in this country, actually worldwide, called slow food, which is very important too.
Slow food, yes.
Right. Where you really celebrate the actual action of cooking, not just the finished product.
Do men and women shop differently in your stores? You notice a difference?
Clearly we've set up our stores historically for women, because that's who our core customer was. We've seen a significant shift in that in the last 5 or 6 years.
What are men buying?
Men buy knives. Men like knives.
I was just going to say, I knew that was the answer.
Men buy knives. What do they like about a knife, Jack?
Big, sharp knives.
What about that since 75 to 80% of your customer base are women, what are they buying? What does that say about the purchasing power of women?
They're buying a vast array of products. Coffee has become the new wine in America.
Yeah.
Everyone's very particular about that, and that can be from a pour-over filter to an automated coffee center that can be in excess of $4,000.
You know what I think is so cool?
No, go ahead.
You know what I think is so cool are the cooking classes that you do. You have a variety of cooking classes, but the most popular one you say are the date night classes all around the country.
Absolutely.
What happens at date night class?
Date night class is where someone brings their prospective date to the class, and we've really come up with a curriculum for that where you work as a couple. And you create the meal and then share the meal together as a couple. It started in one of our classes in Chicago a few years ago. We spread it around to the 18 or 20 schools that we had at the time. We now have 40 schools, and they all teach date night at least a couple times a month, and it's our #1 class across the country.
It's like cooking foreplay.
There you go.
I love it.
See, you can borrow that if you want. You can borrow that for your marketing.
I was wondering if you'd get foreplay into the conversation.
Gail's back, so we're going to...
Well, listen, you're saying Sur La Table on the table.
That's right, Sur La Table on the table. Exactly, that's the name of it. I must say, last time I was in Sur La Table and bought some stuff, I did think it was a little expensive. How do you compare yourself to Crate and Barrel and Williams-Sonoma?
Well, there are very expensive things in the store, but there are also very democratic, very, very inexpensive things. You can come into our store today and find gifts under $15 for the holidays. Hundreds of items for that. Or you can spend, a more elaborate amount if you so choose.
And please choose.
Do you say that you're more high-end than Williams-Sonoma and certainly Crate and Barrel? Or
no, I think we're comparable. We're very proud of the fact that we import far more product from Europe than we do from China.
Okay.
And there's quality to that, and there's value to that, but it can be somewhat expensive.
Since you've been in the green room, you know why I'm asking this question. Do the customers, the women who come to your shop, immediately leave and go over to Victoria's Secret?
It's a good argument. It's a good question. And yes, I have been in the green room, and I know what you're talking about.
Jack, can you cook?
Yes, I can.
You can.
I'm not a great cook. My wife's a great cook.
All right.
But I'm a better cook today than I was 7 years ago when I started with Sur La Table.
I like that. Yeah, I like your store very much. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thanks very much.
That's Jack Schwefel, Sur La Table.